Okay, so a motion to approve the agenda, please. Heather and Bert. All right, anybody have any pecuniary interest with the agenda? Nope, we're good. Okay, did everyone have a minute to read the minutes from June 3rd?
Do I technically have somewhat of an interest with the
No.
stuff in the park there because I do sound?
Jeff? Rick?
No, it's not an issue.
I don't think so, because, no, I didn't think so either. Okay. Approval of the minutes. Did everyone have a chance to look at the June 3rd minutes? Okay, can I, if there's no issues with the minutes, can I have a mover and a seconder for the minutes to accept them? Dustin and Heather? All right, any business arising for the minutes? Anyone have anything concerned, questions? All right, I'm gonna move along here. Correspondence, Trish?
Nothing, nope.
Okay, so you are up with your BIA work plan. We'll make this short and sweet because we like to get on to the music in the park.
Okay, no problem. So a quick recap since we last met with the music in the park, we had changed the bands that were scheduled for July. We were able to do up a letter, send that out and have them all rescheduled for September. I ran an ad on cable TV for 2 weeks saying that the event was postponed, just the July bands. Some website updates have been made and that's my summer project. So there's going to be lots more updates made in the coming weeks. We ran a banner ad promoting a Shop Local campaign July 1st in the Advocate. The Rose and Crown and BJ's Dairy Bar and Eatery have patios downtown that have gone through the process with the municipality, been approved, and they look great. They're getting used a lot, which is fantastic. We have the associate member update. So we have 18 associate members and currently 11 of them have paid. So those were the letters that we sent out in May, I believe it was, with a due date of September 1st. So I'll just kind of watch that with the staff here at the office to see as those come rolling in. And then the only other piece I wanted to talk about tonight was the mailer flyer. So I worked with Justine to create a flyer. I gave her all the content and I sent that out before the meeting. I'm just wondering what everybody's thoughts were on it. It would be a half-page flyer. And if there's any changes, we can definitely make changes. Otherwise, I'd like to get it out in the mail next week if possible.
Is everybody okay with that? Do you want to talk about how many we're sending and sort of a cost assessment, Trish?
Yes, sure. So the preliminary numbers that I had, and this is to go to all apartments, houses, farms, and businesses in these different towns. To hit Mitchell, Fullerton, Moncton, Staffa, Woodham, Bornholm, Broadhaven, and Kirkton, we're looking at 3,251. And I realize that the Kirkton area is not part of West Perth. And then about another 274 that would go to the Dublin post office. And what that'll hit is Dublin. And then some of the rural routes just outside of Dublin are considered West Perth, but some of them are another municipality. So she suggested just mailing it out to both municipalities because she doesn't have the regular driver on right now, so they don't know how to differentiate between houses that are West Perth and houses that aren't quickly. So that would be the numbers, and then the dollar value is 17 cents. So I don't have Dublin's numbers in here, but 3,251 flyers times 17 cents is $552, and then we'd have to add the Dublin numbers. Plus the cost of printing. So I don't know where I would get those printed yet.
Okay. And it's a half page and we're using this, what slogan did we decide? We did the same one that was in the BIA banner, right?
Yeah. So it's got in the top left corner the logo, and then it says Mitchell is open for business. You can't buy happiness, but you can buy local. And then there's a picture of the historic downtown and then a picture from just last week downtown. It says, come to historic downtown Mitchell for all your shopping needs, all in walking distance. And shop until you drop your way onto one of our patios. Extra parking on Montreal Street, just to kind of promote that extra parking lot that's just beside Plan B accounting in there. And then just the name of our Facebook page and our website. So something simple but local.
Is there anything else anybody thinks should or shouldn't be in there? No?
Oh,
And
looks good.
everybody's, yeah, and everyone's okay with the price. I mean, it's pretty, the mail out part of it's quite inexpensive. Printing shouldn't be too bad if it's a half page, so.
Yeah,
hopefully.
and I'm thinking wherever I get them printed, maybe they could do 2 per page and nicely cut it in half kind of thing.
Yeah. Hopefully. Okay. I'm okay with it. Let's, did we okay this already, or do we need a vote for this? Did we okay this?
We'll need a vote because it just
Yeah.
the last minutes just read for me to work with Justine to make a flyer.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember where we had left it. Okay, so can I get a motion to accept plan to print and mail to all of the places mentioned by Trish? Somebody move that. Dustin, second. Bert. Dustin and Bert. Okay,
Perfect.
gotta get them in the minutes here. So,
Any movement.
all right, so we'll move on with that. Thank you, Trish, for doing that work.
No problem.
That'd be a quick little picture of her drawing, and it looks really nice. It's very, very eye-catching. It's really nice with the pictures in it, so
Yeah, Justine did a great job on putting it all together. So that's great. Thank you.
looks great. Okay, Jeff Brick, a quick municipal update, then we'll move on to why we're here. Unless he's disappeared on us.
He's just ignoring us.
There he is.
I don't have a detailed update, so F1 and F4, Trish. You good? Okay, I'll move over to yours. Okay. Just between Trish and I, we're just coordinating the same room here. So very quickly, we're working on what stage 3 reopening means to us as a municipality. I'll be making a report to council on Monday night, so there'll be a detailed report to council about library and office operations. I would only highlight that we're looking probably the middle of August to restart. You can do business by appointment now, limited business by appointment, and we have most of our services online. We'll actually be bringing online more business by appointment over the next couple of weeks. And we'll have kind of a refined office open situation starting in the middle of August. And we're actually nailing down the details on that to go to council, and we have physical modifications we're making. So just as far as the municipal business goes, that's where we're at. And obviously there's significant changes to library and recreation as they adapt to all of these changes. So that's what I have to offer for today.
Good. Just had to warn everybody I was unmuting. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's great, Brooke. Thanks. It was kind of short notice to get a quick update. All right. So if there's nothing else, so no questions for Jeff, then we're going to move on to other business, which is our music in the park. And as we all know, with stage 3, there is an outline on how we could do it. We would have to put some, I call them sneeze guards. We'd have to put sneeze guards in front of the singers. We'd have to keep everyone 6 feet apart. We'd have to direct traffic. We'd have to make sure we had enough volunteers there to position and count. But the major issue that I foresee is the 100 people. Because we only had one music in the park night where we were less than 100. And I don't know how we police that. I don't know how we would make that work.
We can't make that work.
Yeah, and my fear is that because there's not a lot going on and it's our second year, it already will have caught on really well, but there's also not a lot going on, so people are looking for things to do. Jeff Marshall, what, 2 cents worth?
I agree. I expect that we'll have, that we would not be able to keep it under 100. The only, and you know, this is getting sneaky, I guess. The only thing I could, and maybe Jeff can fill it or answer this, if we had sent the next 100 over to the other side of the road, and I mean, they wouldn't be able to see the performers straight on, but they could certainly hear the music. I don't know if that's would qualify if they were in 2 different locations like that, if we could get away with that or not. But that's the only thing I could see that we could, you know, do.
The best advice I can give you on that is that an event will be, and there's been a lot of work done on defining what an event is. So an event is a group of people attending in the same place at the same time to do the same thing. So the number, the cap number for an event is 100. So the event in this case is the music. And whether you sort of tried to creatively distribute people in the park, I think you're still exceeding the definition for the event. And I will tell you, as a staff person, I think, you know, this is a wildly successful event, but I think if we run this and we have the 100 cap, knowing our past experience and with numbers and knowing the penned up demand, I think it would be a very big handful to keep people away. And I think we would have a big problem on our hands. And I just think it's really risky that way. That's my opinion.
So did we totally eliminate that idea of having people stay in their cars and having it rigged so that they can listen to it on the radio?
No, I don't, we haven't really talked about that as a plan either. I'm not sure, do we have to keep the car members at 100 as well? Jeff?
I think the vehicles might also be capped by the same 100 because they're in the same place at the same time, doing the same thing. And there is an exception for religious services, which would not have the cap, but I would think this event would be subject to the same cap. And so any combination of people completely in vehicles or people completely sitting on the lawn, or even the combination of both, your cap is still 100. And I think that's our problem.
I agree. If we can't be, you know, and I really didn't think we could get away with putting them across the street, but it was worth a shot anyways to ask about. So I don't think that, I don't think it'd be a good idea to turn people away from it. I think that would hurt it. I think it'd be better not to have it than turn people away. So
It's
my
disappointing. Thought. It's disappointing all the way around because of our success last year. We were really prepared for, you know, double the amount of people. We had some really good music lined up this year. I was really excited about the lineup that we had. Some from last year and some new ones as well. Yeah, it's the numbers. It's not anything else. We can get around the sneeze guards for the singers. We can, you know, we can put dust in a little bubble in a, you know, where nobody can get to them. We can totally deal with everything. It's the numbers.
Would it be outrageous to do like tickets and do like $5 a pop or something like that?
Well,
because then
yeah.
you could like sell like a finite number of tickets.
Yeah, and I hear you, but the difficulty you have is you have an uncontrolled park environment. So you'll have people parking up on Nelson Street and walking down to the Semin. You know, I just think there are so many ways that you're going to run into conflict, which is, you know, you got the complication where you're a municipally sort of endorsed and sponsored event, and it's in a public place that we have public could say they're walking through. and I just think the cap is really problematic, because I think it would be very embarrassing for the municipality to have an event and you know, get kind of beat up in the media about having 120 or 30 there, even though we did everything we could to hold to 100.
My concern is that I don't think it'll be 120 and 30, Jeff. That's what we had last year. My concern is it'll be 220 or 30 this year because of who we have playing and the success last year. Like our average last year was 120. We had 100 and, oh gosh, Trish, did we not have 170 at one of them or 180 or something? So,
I believe we did, yes.
so that's, it's disappointing. And a point Jeff Brick made to me earlier was we also have to run this by council. We'd have to have council approval on Monday. As a division of council, we'd have to have there. So even if we worked through this as much as we could and figured a way out, we'd still have to have their approval on Monday.
And quite frankly, I'd rather see us not do it than not do it right. Because I think this can be big again next year when things are back to normal or close to normal as we'll get. And I'd hate to see us given a black eye this year by trying to do it halfway.
So are we gonna write off the whole, like, September as well then? Or do you want to, can we leave September as tentative?
We had Randy Satchel, we bumped him to August 30th because we had left August 30th as a rain date, just in case to bump bands. So I had bumped him to August 30th. And then the Bookends and Thorn and Roses were booked for September long weekend and September 13th. The only thing is we agreed not to meet until the 1st of September, the first Wednesday in September. Is it first or second?
Well, I mean, would we have to meet though? I mean, it's, if they lift the ban and make it, you can have 500 in a group, then we'll go ahead. And if they don't win it, then we cancel.
Okay. We can make that as part of our resolution, BIA coordinator, that if you guys would like, so we're going to officially cancel all of August. We'll have to cancel August 30th as well. We will leave Labor Day weekend, which I think is the Bookends. And then the 13th of September, I do believe, is Thorn and Roses, or it might be the other way around, doesn't really matter. And if you want to give Trish and I permission, or Trish herself permission, to email out a go ahead or cancel, like, we'll give her that permission.
And we can use I would suggest you use, I think the next logical threshold for outdoor will be 250. And I think
we can handle.
Yep,
I absolutely think we can.
Especially in September.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we can handle.
I think August might be trouble, but September, I think we'll be under 250.
So if we'd like to put that we're canceling, Trish, and I'll ask for, because we're going to give you some permission to sort of throw something together here, or myself permission, we'll ask for a mover to move Trish to go ahead and advertise. Okay, Heather, and a seconder? Someone? Bert? That if an announcement comes in August, we'll move ahead. So everybody just be aware, everybody be hyper aware of what the next announcement's going to be. And if they do up our numbers, Dustin, make sure you have us on, that just everybody know that we're going to be moving really, really quickly to get the September and the September moving.
So sorry, do you want to cancel the August performers or try to reschedule them for September and October? So the
I think-
11th.
If you have the ones booked already for September, just leave them and cancel
And
the August.
those two are bigger band, like the Bookends is all Celtic music. They're from Stratford, and same with Thorn and Roses. Thorn and Roses brings a huge crowd. I think they're the September long weekend one on their own. And I think that's enough for us to handle.
Yeah.
2 quick weeks, throw it in as well.
And after that, the weather starts getting pretty.
And it gets dark.
dicey.
Yeah.
It gets dark, and although we have lights now we have lights, but and we're not, and the music's not on the grass and it's covered over, so it's not damp from the dew, but I think that's enough, Trish.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll, Trish and I'll quickly contact all the musicians. I did have Corduroy Gordon messaged me wondering what was going on for their August spot. I'm disappointed. They're great. They're a great group. They would have drawn a huge crowd as well, but we'll move forward and we'll cancel them. So Trish, will you send an email then for Carla for council on Monday, just stating that we've canceled August? That way Carla can just put it on other business or just put it on down at the bottom of our agenda so that everybody's aware. Because I don't
Yep.
know if I have a BIA report yet, so.
Okay.
All right. And I think that's it. Is anything anyone else wants to add? Thoughts? Anything we can throw in the month of August? Any?
Flowers on the bridge look wonderful.
Oh, yes, we were gonna we'll do that quick as other business here. Go ahead, Heather.
Flowers on the bridge look wonderful.
And the baskets look wonderful. It was brought, a downtown business owner brought it to Heather and I's attention the other day that wondering about planting flowers in the tree pots. Because the tree pots look pretty bare, little sticks
do.
sticking out of them, and that's about it. If next year, should we put some petunias and stuff in the tree pots, or is that
Yes, yes.
Is that too much work?
Replace the tomatoes in the one then.
Well, we could replace the tomato. We could just grow tomatoes all downtown. We could grow pot. Yeah,
There you go. That'd be a drawing card.
wouldn't that be a
Grow
downtown
pot.
drawing card?
Pick your own pot.
So I would say we can investigate that. Obviously, it's something to look into. It's
It's a
good.
cost
info.
factor.
So, yeah.
Okay, so I think that was something that was brought to Trish and I about how nice the bridge looks and how nice the hanging basket looks. But our pots downtown are a little bit sparse. They're not really as beautiful and thrush as what we had hoped they would be.
They're
And
not-
then it was,
yeah.
no, not at all. And then it was kind of just sort of the tree pots look even worse. So I think we need to maybe look into that a little bit more.
Our flags don't seem to be holding up as well either.
The flags,
Yeah,
how so? I haven't actually looked up.
I haven't either.
they're fading a little faster than
Are
I
they?
would have thought they would have.
Wow. How old are the flags? When did we get these ones? Remind me.
That's the Heron one. Heron ones?
Years-
Is it?
No, the Canadian flags.
Oh,
They're just,
This is their second full year, I think.
That's
I'll
all.
recheck, but I thought I saw, just ones I noticed seemed to fade a little faster than I would have thought they would have.
We had them out no, this is their third full year.
Hmm.
So it's the third full year and we hope that they would last 5.
Okay.
This new batch. So we can have a look at those too.
Yeah, just put that on the agenda for the spring to take a look at them.
Oh yeah, for next
Okay.
year.
Is there anything else anybody wants to add? Okay,
Thank you for having me on.
Good. Thanks for
okay,
coming.
we're gonna pick up, it's okay, Jeff Marcel, we're just gonna pick a meeting date. So if you wanna go ahead and go, that's fine.
Great.
Meeting date for September? Trish, did we move to the first Wednesday or the second? What did we move to? We've jumped around so much, I don't remember.
I'd say it would probably be September the 9th, because there's
Yeah.
5 Wednesdays in September.
There's 5, yeah.
And when's your meetings, Heather? When's your,
first. I have to get my phone. Hang on.
okay.
Sorry, we originally agreed on Wednesday the 2nd.
Wednesday.
They're the second. They're the second Wednesdays.
The golf course is the second Wednesday? So Wednesday, September 2nd will work for you then, Heather? Does it work for everyone else? Is anyone else away that first week of September? It works for you, Dustin?
I'm
You
gonna
get to go
golf
away?
I'm in a golf tournament that day.
Really?
Okay.
So I won't be
Okay.
able to make it.
But I think we should go back. We've sort of shuffled around with the COVID and with the summer and stuff. I think we need to go back to our first Wednesday of every month and leave it there, and who can come.
Why don't we just
come,
have
we'll try to
the
get-
meeting over at the golf course and then Heather could join us?
Well, if you had it at lunch,
After-
so I don't tee off till 1:30, so if you had a
That'd be
lunch, one,
perfect.
I could make it for lunch.
We could do a lunch meeting if we can meet, if we're allowed to meet, Jeff Brick.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. We do anticipate getting back to live meetings for council with the 50 indoor. We're looking at options for revising our sound system. So the problem is going to be is that if it's an indoor public meeting, all the participants have to wear a mask. and which isn't a problem. I mean, I think we're all becoming comfortable with that and acquainted with that, but the mask is going to be difficult for the 6 feet distancing. So we have set up the auditorium today and tested how that would go. And if we can get the sound system in there, we could put that BIA meeting in that auditorium for September.
And make it a lunch meeting so that staff
Yeah.
is already there and nobody has to stay late.
And I think the proviso would just be if we can't get it done and there's a lot of demand for the conversion of sound systems for municipalities across Ontario, we found out. If we can't get it done for then, because that I think is imperative. I think if we don't have that, we can't do it. But if we're ready, and we'll just have to make a call the week before. And
Okay.
All right.
So 12 noon then on Wednesday, September 2nd. Does that, oh, you know what, BIA coordinator, does that work for you? Who has a real job?
She'll just call in sick.
No, I can make it work. Yep.
Make that work for you, sorry. I'm
that's
just
okay.
thinking about the person that works out of town.
That's okay.
Okay, so that's our meeting date, and if there's nothing more, I promise, unless there is a tornado that wipes out downtown Mitchell or something, we will not meet in August. Not good when I say that. Thank you for coming today. I think it was important that we just sort of bite the bullet and make that official, even though we all knew the writing. We knew the writing was on the wall, right? It's just, it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing. We had such a great lineup, but here's hoping we can still have our September. All right, motion to adjourn. Everybody.
Everyone.